to Queen Up. Today, our royal representatives are the lovely Deborah Barnes, the fierce Stacey Bradley, and the amazing Dr. Jay Tomer. So we're going to dive right into our Queen Qualities segment, and we are going to be discussing real relationships, love languages. And we're going to have Dr. Jay lead us out on that subject.
Oh, that's a tough one. It's been around a long time, and a lot of data is out there. But the thing that I find most interesting about it is that in knowing a love language, it really equips you to meet the emotional needs of your mate or of your significant other. And they then in turn are equipped to meet your emotional needs. And that's important in any relationship, especially one such as a marriage or a close significant other.
So how do you think one spouse would know the emotional needs of another spouse? Is it just by asking questions, being observant? Is that something that you learn over a long period of time? What are some of the ways that you would find that information?
Well, a couple things. One, I think it changes.
Okay.
Honestly, and I think, I've been married 37 years to the same
Yeah,
person.
that's amazing.
For you.
So with that being
Awesome.
said, it's changed.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is really a lot of good communication and transparency, honesty, and just really being able to call things out and saying, well, nope, that didn't work. That did not communicate love to me. A better way to do that may have been blank, blank, blank. And to realize that your spouse or significant other, they can't just imagine things. They just can't look at you and figure it out. You have to be honest and tell them. And honest communication is the best way. And knowing yourself, because you
Right.
have to know yourself so that you can communicate that to them. But it's really a key thing, and understanding that everybody's different. Your love languages may not be
Right.
your significant others.
Right.
And so with that being said, you have to be willing to, and committed, I should say, to making that your goal, to learn their language and to communicate it often.
Yeah, so I agree. So you're saying that, so maybe at once upon a time, my love language would be affectionate touch, but now I want to go shopping. Is that so? That's something that I should go to my husband and say, "This is what's changed. This is what I need now," or "I need this, that, and this."
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Makes
it's
sense.
important. So yeah, I think it's a great thing, and I think it's something that you need to be committed to.
Yeah.
And it really does work 37 years later. Not perfect,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're still together. So it's
You're
good.
doing something, right?
Yes,
You
right.
are
Absolutely.
doing something.
Right. Stacey?
I'm striving for that. I'm striving. So I was sharing earlier that I am approaching very quickly my 10-year anniversary. And I agree. I didn't even really think about it until you just mentioned it. So I've had the privilege of reading Gary Chapman's 5 Love Languages. So I'm sure everyone in the world has read that as well. If not, they should. But mine used to be gifts. I was a big gifts person. And then when I had my son, it quickly changed to
Right.
acts of service. Because needing that additional support for me was very important. So acts of service and
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. So those were my 2 big ones. But yeah, it does. It evolves, and I didn't think about it. And it's also very interesting because a lot of us, your spouse tends to be your yang, your yin to your
Right.
yang, right? So obviously there are acts of service may be different from yours.
Right.
And so for me, my husband specifically, his is words of affirmation and touch. And so I have to make efforts to make sure that I'm speaking words positivity into his life, speaking words of positivity over him in different aspects, and making sure that I'm touching him every day, and hugs when he comes home, and things that may not be natural to me,
Right.
but I have to be cognizant of making sure that that's happening.
Right.
So, and litmus test, has this changed? That's a really powerful piece that you just shared. Thank you.
So do you think that even though there are some love languages that do shift over time, that there are some things that are just constant? like for instance, well, you should respect your spouse at all times, but men need respect more than love.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so that is something that never changes, that we need affection and love more than, well, actually we need about everything. We need respect, love,